So let's talk about migration and immigration. Now, I said earlier, a second ago, people migrate when things are bad. They get the fuck out, right? Like they're getting out of California. Only makes sense to do that. You wouldn't hate anybody for moving to where they fit in better, where it's more peaceful, where the government isn't out to get you so much, right? Whether it's with taxes, right? Companies moving out of California like Tesla, Toyota, because of taxes. So you wouldn't hold it against somebody for doing that. Actually, if they stayed and suffered, you'd probably think they're kind of stupid, right? You'd probably ask yourself, why in the fuck are they staying in this abusive situation, in this abusive relationship, you know? Can't you see this person is abusing you? You see this with people, with girls and men and women, a woman who might have an abusive guy, or a man who might be hung up on a girl who's not good, right? It happens both ways, right? So sometimes people are just in abusive relationships and they stay that way, and they stay in those relationships and they try to make it work. When it's government, it's a different scenario. When it comes to money, that can be an easy decision sometimes. It's say, I'm not making it. I can't make a profit here. It's too much taxes. You're in business to make money, so obviously you're gonna do what's best for you, and we should expect that, and we would respect you more actually for doing that, and we would probably look at you funny if you did anything else, like let yourself get abused. Right. Okay. But I am seeing, and I hear about places like Ireland, right? They'll have a little place where it's all white, all Irish, and they're forcing migrants there purposely. So the migrants even themselves didn't come there, but the government is taking them and putting them there. And it's not like, and a lot of these immigrants, they don't integrate well, or they don't fit in with society. It's as if they don't want to, right? It's like a way of destroying a society. And I'm all for free migration. I'm not saying I'm anti that, but it's like mean-spirited. I see this happening kind of in an evil way, where it's being forced on these other countries and other people. And I see, bad governments change South Africa. So the Dutch, they immigrated to South Africa. Think about this now for a second. And they learned how to farm the land, and they built a beautiful place. They built up South Africa. They did that. They were not, the Dutch, right? They were they were not from Africa. They're not black, obviously, they're white. But they built something pretty decent. And now it's being taken away and squandered by people who really don't give a fuck. They're just gonna tear it down. And they're gonna kill Whitey, kill the Boer. That's the plan, and maybe you're gonna fucking starve to death too. Kill the farmer so you can starve to death. So they immigrated. They moved there from nowhere. They built it out of nothing. And they're hated. Hey, they stole our land. Well, what were you doing with it? Why didn't you build something with it? They took nothing and made something. You could have done that. Nobody's stopping you. But somebody should stop you from, you know, what you're doing now. But nobody's stopping you from, you know, doing good things, farming, whatever. Do what they did. Go ahead. Get the blueprint, copy it. Nobody's stopping you. But no, you just want to take other people's stuff. So, back to my point. You have forced immigration, which I see as bad. I'm not anti-immigrant or migration. If it's bad where you are, it makes perfect sense to get out to where it's not bad. Of course, you can stay and fight. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that here. Even you know, Brandy Vaughn, before she wound up dead, right before this COVID crap came out. But she left California and she went to, where'd she go, to Spain? Somewhere in Europe. And then she came back to Cali. She came back to California. And I guess, you know, I think pharma, some pharma person poisoned her, probably. I don't know, but she was talking about that. And this happened to Dr. Rashid Buttar also. People are saying he was poisoned. I really haven't looked into it too much. By pharma, you know, if you talk about how pharma is poisoning other people, they might poison you permanently to shut you up. So, hey, you're being poisoned, but they're poisoning you. So then they'll poison you. Right? Just like they're poisoning people with remdesivir that, you know, that attacks your liver. The treatment is worse than the disease. So they are trying to kill you with medicine without question. But yeah, so I'm seeing countries that, you know, being flooded with people who don't look alike. You know, they don't really assimilate well into the culture. They kind of make their own culture and their own society separate from the one they're in, and they don't really assimilate. So, and it's okay to have different cultures, right? But it's just like, it's so, I see it as maliciously being done, forcing people on these areas that have cohesion, to try to just make them incohesive, you know, just break it up. So, yeah, immigration. So now, yeah, a lot of South African white Dutch Boers